can be good for nothing, if you know what I mean. That everybody has an ulterior motive. And Satan says, people only love you, Lord, because you look after them. They're only yours because you've loaded the game in their favor. And so because it pays them to believe in you, they believe in you. But if you didn't look after them, they wouldn't love you. They wouldn't believe in you. And of course, there are plenty of cynical people today who say much the same thing. Oh, well, you're only a Christian because it pays for what you get out of it. In other words, Satan is saying people cannot love God for his own sake. They only love him for their own sake, really. That's why they go to church, because they think it might bring them a bit more health and a bit more wealth or whatever. That basically people are selfish, and therefore if God doesn't bless them, they'd finish with God. Now, of course, that can be true of many people, but not of everyone. And so God defends himself. He said, did you meet Job when you went to and fro in the earth? Now, that tells us a very important thing. Satan cannot be in more than one place at once. Did you realize that? He's not God. I'm amazed how many people tell me they've been troubled by Satan today. There was one man came on the Tuesday evening prayer meeting and said, oh, Satan's had a go at me today. He said, I got up late, I hurried my breakfast, got indigestion, dashed to Guildford Station, saw the train pulling out of the station, missed an important appointment. He said, Satan's had a go at me today. I said, he has had no such thing. I said, why did you get up late? He said, I forgot to set the alarm last night. And he blamed Satan on it. I tell you, if Satan's been troubling you, you must be the most important person in the world. Because he can't be in more than one place at once. I don't know where he is. Mind you, he has plenty of agents everywhere. But Satan himself goes to and fro. He came and tempted Jesus, and then he departed from him for a season. And he goes around the earth from place to place. He's a creature. You see, we tend to work with the Greek idea of natural and supernatural. And if you divide reality into natural and supernatural, which side do you put Satan on? Put him on the same side as God. Supernatural. But if you divide reality in the same way that the Bible does between the creation or the creatures and the Creator, which side is he on now? He's on our side of the line. And he may be the most subtle creature that's ever been made, but he's a creature. He's not God. And we mustn't treat him as God. And he's not omnipotent, and he's not omniscient, and he's not omnipresent. He's none of those things. He's a creature. But he had a job to do as an angel, and that's what he said to God. And God said, you may be right, Satan, about many. I'm afraid that is true. But he said, you're not right about one man, and that's my servant Job. He loves me because he loves me, and not because of any blessing I give him. And Satan said, I'll take a bet on with you. You take away his blessings, and he'll curse you to your face. You just watch it. He's just like all the others. And that's when God said, Satan, you can do it. Which tells us something about Satan, and it's this. Satan can't touch a human being without getting permission from God first. That should comfort you. That's why you pray, lead me not into temptation. Because Satan can't tempt you unless God allows him to. That's why the worst form of discipline in the church is to deliver a church member into the hands of Satan. You can do that. It's the ultimate discipline. But Satan cannot touch a person who belongs to God unless God gives him permission, which is why God made a promise to all believers in the New Testament, you will never be tempted above what you can bear, because I control the tempter. And Satan is no problem to God. He's under God's thumb. He has to do what God tells him, and God has no problem with Satan at all. We may have, but he hasn't. Well, now that's the wager, and in the next talk we'll see just what happened and who won the bet. Was it God or Satan? Who was right about Job?